Salve, senhores! Meu nome é Daniel Botelho, sou cirurgião plástico. Está num canal focado em cirurgia plástica e autoestima. Por que devo escolher a prótese de mama com recuperação rápida em 24 horas? Roda a vinheta. Bom, minhas futuras pacientes, vou deixar aqui com vocês um vídeo muito importante. Eu acho que é um dos vídeos mais importantes aí para todas as pacientes que vão escolher o aumento mamário como estratégia de embelezamento, né, da região das mamas. Quais são as cinco principais decisões que as mulheres devem tomar antes de fazer o aumento mamário? Segue aí com o Dr. Mark Duber.
What are the 5 most important decisions she has to make going into breast augmentation?
Well, a patient has 5 important decisions they have to make when they're going into breast augmentation. These decisions are implant type, size, pocket location, incision, and the recovery that she wants. Patients have done a ton of research before they come and see us now, but I think they're really just focusing on size and perhaps price. But they're not really thinking about their long-term outcome, what their experience is going to be, or what kind of recovery they're going to have after surgery. The number one reason for reoperation in breast augmentation is size change.
Tell me about that. Why is that?
Well, I think that frequently patients don't use good decision-making when they choose an implant size. They go in to see a doctor and they try on some implants or they show him pictures, but there's really no logic or science behind that. In our practice, we use precise measurements to determine what the optimal implant volume is for a patient, and we educate them about why that's the most important decision that they can make. There may be a tiny little bit of leeway, but by and large, the best decision to make is to measure their breast and determine the optimal implant volume for them. My patient educators talk to our patients and tell them right away, we're not going to talk about breast implant volumes that you would like. We're not going to talk about desired bra cup size that you would like, because these are really not smart decision-making choices. I do, however, go in and bring these things up with my patients, and I want to make sure we're on the same page. I want to make sure that I'm not operating on someone who thinks she's going to go from an A cup to a C cup and this isn't reasonable based on her measurements. So that's the only value that those things have as far as I'm concerned. Essentially, it's very important that patients can understand or bridge the gap between perhaps a bra cup size they want and what is reasonable. We take a series of measurements of their breast to determine what is going to fit in their skin envelope. And at some point, their skin envelope is going to be filled and there's no room for any more.
Is it easier today because we have more breast implant options to really customize this operation?
Today, we have many implant options. We have 3 manufacturers in the market, and we have different types of fills within the implants, and we have implants that are more filled and less filled within a manufacturer's brand, which serve a role for some patients. We also have different profile implants that help us customize a perfect volume to match a patient's skin envelope. So I think it's easier to give the broadest range of patients today the best results possible. Our measurement system will deliver an optimal size implant for each patient. That being said, you know, patients come in large patients and small patients, narrow patients and wide patients, and some of these, a narrow patient and a wide patient might be dictated to have the same implant volume. Now we have a huge number of choices where we can take a specific volume, and that volume may be available in 5 different implant profiles or sort of shapes, and there's one suited for each patient. So I think that today is the best time ever for women who are seeking this operation to be able to achieve as good a result as they possibly can. Traditionally, women have been faced with a decision between saline breast implants and silicone gel-filled breast implants. I believe there is still a media bias and a bias in the lay population where patients believe that silicone gel implants are intrinsically less safe or there's some danger associated with them. Very clearly, the data that has been collected, and silicone gel breast implants are one of the most extensively studied devices used in the medical industry, the data is very clear that silicone gel implants are as safe as saline implants and there is no health risk. The data is also very, very clear that from an aesthetic or cosmetic point of view, women achieve a superior result with a silicone gel breast implant. So when you're faced with two decisions where on the one hand you're asking which one is safer, the answer is clear. They are equally safe. On the other hand, which one is going to give me a better cosmetic result? I think the answer is also equally clear. Women are always going to achieve better results with a silicone gel-filled device.
I understand you do something different to deliver a very, very different level of recovery to your patients, and it's called 24-hour recovery. Tell me about 24-hour recovery.
24-hour breast augmentation recovery is something very different that we offer to our augmentation patients that I think is unique in our field. And 24-hour recovery is not a magic pill. It's not any one thing that we do. It's a team effort, and it starts at the beginning with patient education and determining optimal implant size and volume. Making these decisions beforehand leads to the next step in the procedure, which is the actual operation. And we are delivering precise, minimally traumatic surgical techniques and optimized surgical planning based on decision making so that we can have shorter operative times and less trauma in surgery. Our 24-hour recovery doesn't end there. Our team is involved extensively with their recovery as well. We're going to be there every step of the way, managing your recovery experience and managing your activities after surgery to optimize that recovery experience and allow you to resume full normal activities within 24 hours after surgery. Routinely, our patients are able to resume full normal activities within 24 hours, essentially the day of surgery. And this is not something that happens once in a while. This is something that happens with virtually all of our patients because of our team approach, because of every step that we take. We've optimized every step of this procedure. 24-hour recovery means that our patients can actually get back to their normal activities the next day. They can drive their kids to carpool the next morning after surgery. They can prepare meals at home. They can take care of themselves. They can go shopping. They can do whatever they need to do fully the next day. They're not taking narcotic pain medicines. They're not dealing with bandages. They're not dealing with pain pumps. There's no tricks here. They don't have to hire help at home. They don't have to fly their mom into town to take care of them for a week. They don't have to have their husband take an extra week off of work. They don't have to take a week off of their job if they have one to do this. They're actually saving money by following this routine. They can do this procedure on a Friday and be back at work on Monday.
A lot of women are worried about how do they explain to their kids that they had surgery.
I get it. You know, I think a lot of patients that get breast augmentation, one of the most common patient population is women after they're done having their kids. And I think one of the things that they worry about is, how do I tell my kids that mommy's down for a week or two after surgery? I don't get it. Is she sick? Is something wrong? But having a 24-hour recovery from something like this means that there's really not anything that you need to explain to them. You were gone for a morning and you're normal. We see our patients after this surgery the next morning to see how they're doing and make sure that they're following our recovery routine and make sure they're being as active as they need to be to continue down that road.
Do you like seeing your patients the next morning? How is that when you hear about what they did the night before?
It's actually extraordinary to see our patients the morning after this surgery. We go through this education process and tell them how easy this is going to be, but I still believe most of them don't really believe it. And they come in and it's so common to hear how stunned they are that they don't have any pain, or how easy it is for them, or they were able to go out to dinner last night, or they ran into their friends at the nail salon the afternoon of this operation and their friends are like, wait a minute, didn't you just have surgery? I don't get it. It's an amazing thing to see them with these experiences like that, and it's a wonderful thing. And I'm so happy that we're able to deliver that experience to people.